What is up, everybody? I hope you are having a fantastic evening tonight. I'm going to need your help because we are going to do a little end of the season prediction for the San Francisco 49ers. But as a part of that prediction, I'm going to need your help in choosing whether the 49ers win or lose games and whether the division opponents win or lose their games along the way as well. So we're going to have a good picture as to what the end of the season will look like for the San Francisco 49ers by the time we are done with this. So let's hit this intro and get right into it. All right. Welcome back to Last Second Sports, where we are giving you our take down to the last second. And as I said, tonight we are going to figure out if the 49ers are going to be a playoff team. And we're going to do it by going game by game for every team the rest of the way. But before we get to that, what gave me the idea, first of all, is my guy, Dan Mitchell. He covers the Buffalo Bills. He was doing a show today and had this playoff predictor deal by Pro Football. I forget who it is. One of the PFF something somewheres. Anyways, so I really liked it. I was like, oh, that's cool, but how can I incorporate it and do something a little bit different? And so what I did was I started looking at the opponents in the second half of the season and not just the teams, right? We can look at the teams, but how does the second half of the season stack up against the first half of the season when it comes to rankings all across the board? And here's what I found. The 49ers' second half of their schedule is much tougher for multiple reasons. Reason number one, in the first half of the season, the 49ers played just two teams with a winning record. Now, when I say that, I'm not talking about when they met. I'm talking about right now. So if we look at where all the teams are right now, standing for standing, the San Francisco 49ers have played just two teams with a winning record as it stands right now, and they are 0-2 in those games. In the second half of the season, they are going to play four such teams. So that is something to look out for. Also, let's not forget the Rams are kind of on the come up as well. So maybe they'll be at that point the fifth team, but we will see. They also are playing the four best scoring offenses that they play all year. They are going to play in the second half of the season. They've got some offensive juggernauts coming up. All four of those teams rank in the top 6 scoring offense, and they play them in the second half, which means they're going to have to probably win some shootouts. But here's the tough part. When you look at it right now, the 49ers have played just one top 10 rushing offense through the first half of the season. In the second half of the season, they're going to play 5 such teams. And if you're like me, we already feel like the run defense is a little bit suspect. Now, you can go look at the numbers, and the numbers are going to be good. But when you really get these teams that can run the ball, the 49ers run defense has not been great. It has been leaky at times, and they've played some really, really bad run offenses to kind of help even those numbers out. So statistically speaking, the 49ers run defense is good. A lot of that is based off the opponent, and we know that when they face some of these teams, even the Dallas Cowboys, the worst rushing offense in the NFL at times, looked pretty damn good this last week. So it's something that the 49ers are going to have to continue to answer. Now, maybe they make a trade that will help. Maybe Dre Greenlaw comes back and that can help as well. But something we're going to have to pay attention to, because they not only are they playing juggernaut offenses, 5 top 6 scoring offenses, but they're playing top 10 rushing teams as well. And they are playing them 5 such times in the second half. So second half of the schedule is going to be very, very tough. So I want to pull something up here. I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to need your help to go through this. So hopefully you can see this, but What it is it's a playoff predictor. So it's going to give us game by game for the rest of the year. So I'm going to pick most of these games myself, just in the sake of going fast. Otherwise, we'll be here for hours upon hours. But I'm going to need your help when it comes to the division opponents. So whenever the division, anybody in our division is playing, I'm going to ask for your help on who wins that. And then also, I'm going to ask for your help on who wins between the Niners and their opponent the second half of the season as well. And then as we go, what you're going to notice is the seating is going to change, the standings are going to change, everything changes as we pick game by game. So hopefully you guys can help me out. I don't want to do this all by myself, but if our division's not playing, I'm going to pick these games. And I think, a lot of these are going to be pretty easy to pick. Some of them not so much. Gosh, Cleveland and the Chargers. That one's actually kind of tough. I'll go Chargers here. Washington, Tennessee, I guess. All right. Arizona, Chicago. Arizona, Chicago. Let me know in the chat. Who do you think wins this game? Arizona or Chicago? I personally think the Chicago Bears win this game, but I'm going to go based off of the popular vote. I don't know if my chat's frozen or what's going on, but I don't see. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. All right. There it is. Chicago. Okay. Bears, Arizona, Bears, Arizona. Ooh. Okay. Give me a couple more. Let me see. Bears or Arizona? Who wins this game? Chicago. Okay. I think we're going to go with Chicago. 50 minus oneers. Good name. Says Jesse, if we lose to the Bucks, I'm blaming you, but seriously, you will have a 2-game losing streak. Take the good luck to the game. Yeah, man. I feel like I would be obligated to not attend another game this year if they lose. Like, it's just not my year, and I don't want to be the reason that they lose. I'm superstitious like that, so I agree. All right, we're going to go with Chicago to beat Arizona. If you lose money on this, I'm not liable. No. This isn't a money play. This is not a money play. But today's stream is brought to you by Underdog. Make sure you check them out. Link is in the description for your deposit match, your free picks, what have you. Promo code LSS. They are great. But no, this is not a money play at all. Not whatsoever. Okay, I'm going to go with Philly to win. Okay, here we go. Another one. I need your help. I need your help on this one. Who's going to win this game? Is it going to be Seattle or the Rams? Seattle or the Rams? I personally think the Rams are going to win this game. I think the Rams and the 49ers are on a collision course that when they meet up later in the season, that game is going to be for the division personally. But I think the Rams beat Seattle here. It would have to start this week. It looks like y'all agree. Rams over Seattle. Yeah, Seattle does seem to be falling apart, which is great because we play them soon. Okay, Detroit and Green Bay. I'll go with Detroit. I'll go with Minnesota, Kansas City. Right now, the Bucks are just super, super banged up. Okay. And then we're on a bye. Let's go to the next week. As of now, the 49ers would not be in the playoffs during their bye week, unfortunately, because they would be second place in the division, but not to worry. I think the 49ers are going to be okay. I'm going to go with Baltimore, Giants, Chicago, Buffalo, Minnesota. You know what? Kansas City can't win them all. Denver's got a good defense. Let's just go with Denver to upset them, huh? Why not? Atlanta. Yeah, we'll go with Atlanta. Okay. 49ers and Bucks. I think the 49ers get this one done. And obviously, this isn't a homer take. The Bucks are just without their two best wide receivers, their two best weapons, really. And they are relying on winning in shootouts. Their run offense is still really good. Baker's playing good football, but without Evans, without Godwin, I just don't see the Bucks having enough for the 49ers and hopefully a return game for CMC. So, who do you think wins this one? 49ers or Bucks? 49ers or Bucks? Yeah, man, this is I've been going since 7:45 my time. So I'm running up on hour 4 here straight on different channels. So here we go. 49ers or Bucks, who wins? 49ers or Bucks? While you guys are voting, let me get these super chats in. Dave says, keep killing it, Jess. I can't make all the shows, but I try to support what I can. Thank you so much, Dave. You definitely support more than you need to, for sure. And Slick Niner says, if the Panthers are sellers, why not trade for Taylor Moton to replace our right tackle? Thoughts? I get the feeling that Shanahan's totally fine with the offensive line. I do. And the offensive line has played good football. I've talked about it multiple times. I definitely would love to upgrade at right tackle and center as good as they have played. But for me, I think that they feel like they're fine there. And usually teams don't trade offensive linemen. What happened today between the Jaguars and the Vikings it's not normal. It's not normal. So anyways, all right. So we agree. Niners are going to win. Not a lot of votes, but it doesn't really matter. I'm the tiebreaker anyways. And the Niners are going to beat Tampa. They just are. We'll go with Pittsburgh here. Chargers. Arizona or the Jets? Arizona or the Jets? I'm going Arizona, man. I can't trust the Jets. I think the Jets are just awful. Awful. Awful, awful. Steve-O, I tweet at least 100 times during the game, for sure. I love to live tweet. I don't do watch channels or like watch shows or anything. That's definitely Coach. That's his lane. But for me, I love to tweet. And for me, the reason I tweet too is like memory wise, trying to remember what happened throughout the game. I feel like you can either write notes or just tweet it out. And to me, it's like that's the easiest thing to do is just tweet it, get my opinions out, and then it helps me also remember what's going on. A lot of people like to come back like hours later and try to dunk on a take that you had mid game. It's like you're taking whatever completely out of context right now. This was 3 hours ago in the heat of the battle. This is what I was thinking. All right, we agree. Arizona. Philly's going to beat Dallas. Let's go Houston. Let's go Houston and win that one. Rams, Miami. Rams, Miami. Who do you guys have winning this one? I think the Rams are going to win, personally. I do think the Rams are going to win. But you guys let me know what you think. Jesse, do you think 49ers YouTube is in a better and more popular place than ever because the 49ers lost last year's Super Bowl? Personally, I unironically do. The one silver lining in that loss. Yeah, I think truth be told that when the 49ers lose, content is up. People search for answers when they lose. They're frustrated. They want to vent. I get it. I mean, that's how I found Grant, to be real. That's how I came across Grant. It was 2020. 49ers were awful. And I looked forward to his post games because I knew that he would let him have it. And that was like the only thing that was like fun as a 49er fan was coming to his post games and just watching him unload on the 49ers. And so I think that holds true for a lot of 49er fans. They love content when the team loses. So yeah, it is better for business, but as a fan, I would just rather the 49ers win. Be a lot easier. All right, we're going to go with the Rams here. You're starting to see how the Rams are on a little bit of a win streak here and how things get really, really interesting as that 49ers and Rams game approaches. Philly, Washington. Go Philly here. I'm going to go Green Bay. Detroit. I just don't trust the Raiders at all. Rams, Patriots. Rams, Patriots. We agree. Rams probably beat the Patriots. Yeah. We all agree on that. I mean, the Patriots are literally just selling at this point. They know what it is. The Rams have a lot to play for. I'm gonna say the Rams probably win that one, but I'll let you guys vote as I pick the rest of these. I'll go Cleveland. Pittsburgh, Minnesota. I'm actually going to pick Denver again here. I'm going to pick Denver again. And then 49ers, Seahawks. 49ers, Seahawks. We all agree the 49ers win that one as well. So we got the Rams. Okay, we got it. We got it. Rams. Rams. So we'll go Rams. And then 49ers, they beat the Seahawks, right? We all agree? 49ers by 15. Okay. I'm going to go Chargers here to beat the Bengals. I'm going to go with Buffalo to beat Kansas City as well. Buffalo usually beats them in the regular season and then loses to them in the playoffs. All right, we're going to go with the 49ers. And then Jets, Indianapolis. I'll go Jets, I guess. And then Houston to beat Dallas. Okay, so here we are after week 11. Because the Rams keep winning, the 49ers are second in the division with the same exact record, but the Rams have the tiebreaker at this point. This is what the playoff standings look like. We've still got plenty of football left to go. So let's go through this week here. This one seems pretty easy. A lot of these. Feeling good about these. Let's see. All right. Seattle, Arizona. Seattle, Arizona. Who do you guys have winning that game? Seattle or Arizona? Seattle or Arizona? Who do you guys have winning? Seattle, Arizona. Seattle or Arizona? Who do you have winning? Arizona, Seattle, Seattle, Arizona, Arizona. Okay. All right. Let's go with it. Let's go with Arizona. San Francisco, Green Bay. San Francisco at Green Bay. Who do you have winning this one? This one's close. 49ers, grand tie. 49ers, Green Bay. Who's winning this one? Who's winning this one? '49ers, Green Bay, 49ers. Let's assume Love's playing. It sounds like he's going to play this week. So 49ers, close. I think we lose. 49ers. 49ers. Don't be homers with this, guys. Like pick for real. What do you think's going to happen? 49ers or Green Bay? 49ers. Okay, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. I'm not going to let you guys slide on picking us to win out, though. I'm just letting you know right now. That's not going to happen. Rams, Philadelphia in LA. Rams, Philadelphia in LA. Who do you guys have winning that one? Rams, Philadelphia. Philly. Eagles. Rams. Rams. Philly. Rams. Philly. Okay, we'll go Eagles. We'll go Eagles. Let's go. All right, here we go. 49ers have entered the playoffs based off of that week. So if we beat Green Bay, according to you guys, and Philly beats the Rams, then there we go. Okay. We'll go Detroit. Dude, this is just two bad teams. Seattle, New York Jets. Seattle, New York Jets. Who do you have winning that game? A 4-7 Seattle team. New York Jets at 3-8. Who's winning that one? While you guys are predicting, I'm gonna go here. Yeah, I guess you're kind of right. It doesn't really matter at this point. But I'll go Seattle. I don't think that we have to worry about them making the playoffs at this point. I guess we can kind of stop picking Seattle. Arizona, excuse me, Arizona at Minnesota. Arizona at Minnesota. Arizona at Minnesota. Who wins this one? Minnesota, Arizona, Minnesota. Okay. Okay. Go Minnesota. They just picked up a left tackle today to fill in for Darisaw. It's going to be a tough loss, but you know, still an upgrade. Rams at New Orleans. We all agree Rams win this one. Rams at New Orleans. Do we all agree that the Rams win this one? Rams. Okay. We'll go Baltimore over Philly. 49ers at Buffalo. Buffalo coming off of a bye week. 49ers at Buffalo. Buffalo coming off of a bye week. Who wins this one? Buffalo. Bills will beat us. Buffalo. That's 2. Buffalo. Okay. All right. We'll go with Buffalo. I think that's the right choice. Okay, now keep in mind too as we go through these next few games. So they play Buffalo coming off of a bye. Then they play Chicago, then they play the Rams. All 3 of those games are in 11 days. 11 days, all right? So they got a tough stretch coming up here. Buffalo off a bye, Chicago, and then the Rams, and all 3 of those games are in 11 days time. So keep that in mind as we go through this. I think I picked Detroit to win last time, so I'll go with Green Bay this time. I feel like they're probably going to split. We'll go with Miami. God, that one's tough. Minnesota or Atlanta? Minnesota or Atlanta? Who do you think wins? Minnesota or Atlanta? I feel like going with Atlanta because Minnesota at 10-2. I mean, I think that they're eventually going to lose here, so I'm going to go with Atlanta. Um, Giants and Saints. Gosh, what a crap show. We'll go with Pittsburgh. Go with Tampa, Jacksonville, Seattle, Arizona. At this point, it honestly doesn't matter. I don't think either of them are catching the 49ers and or Rams. Buffalo at LA. Buffalo at LA. Who's winning that one? Buffalo at LA. Buffalo at LA. Buffalo, LA, Buffalo, LA, Buffalo. Okay. We'll go with the Bills. In Chicago at San Francisco, who wins? Do the 49ers beat Chicago or does Chicago upset the 49ers? Kansas City, and then we'll go with Cincinnati. Bears, Niners. Bears have a top 4 defense right now. Top 4 scoring defense. Yep. Bears. Okay. Wow. All right. I love the honesty. Well, you guys have set up the division probably right here. You've set up the division. 49ers and Rams. I want you to think tough about this one. Remember, this is the 49ers' 3rd game in 11 days. They are at home against the Rams. So I want you guys to think about it. While you are thinking on who wins that game, I'm going to pick the rest of these. I mean, just who cares on some of these? My gosh. Who cares? How about that? Can we get that one? Detroit, Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo, man. S's and G's. S's and G's. Tampa Bay, Chargers. I'll go with them. Go with Pittsburgh, Green Bay. I'll go Chicago. Chicago gets hot here at the end. All right. 49ers and Rams. 49ers versus the Rams. Who wins this game? Remember, it's the 49ers' third game in 11 days. It's on Thursday Night Football. Who wins this game? 49ers, Rams. 49ers, Rams, Niners. Rams. Wow. 49ers. They're both 7-6. They're both 7-6 at this point. Niners. Okay. We'll go Niners. I will say this though. I guess really more importantly than the record prediction overall is to think about it like this. You just saw the schedule of the Rams and you saw the schedule of the 49ers. This is a very realistic scenario that is going to happen. The division very well may come down to the 49ers and the Rams week 15 in San Francisco, identical records. And if the 49ers win, they don't necessarily win the division. Remember that. Because now they are 1-1 against each other. So other things need to happen, but we will move on here. We will move on. Oh, holy crap. Maybe we do need to care about the Cardinals here. We all have them beaten. Let's go back a little bit. I didn't realize the Cardinals were creeping up as well. Jeez. Okay. Holy crap. Thing is that the Cardinals are going to win those two games, right? The Patriots and then the Patriots and then the Panthers. The question is do they win this game? Seattle at Arizona. I think you guys picked the Cardinals. In this game. Seattle at Arizona. Yeah, Arizona. Okay. Let's just make sure. I'll go back one more week because I know I kind of started getting crazy there and was like, who cares? Yeah, I have. Okay. So we're caught up. This is real. I mean, unless you guys are picking the Cardinals to lose to Carolina or the Patriots, like I don't. Guys, this is wow. This is for real. Holy crap. The 49ers beat the Rams and then the Cardinals are in fourth. That is crazy. Okay, well, we'll keep going through. Now we got to take the Cardinals. We got to make sure we go through them week by week as well. We'll go Baltimore at home. Man, these are tight games. Buffalo, Arizona at Carolina. Guys, they're not losing to Carolina, right? They're not losing to Carolina, right? I mean, this schedule gets really, really easy for them down the stretch. Really, really easy for them down the stretch. Rams at Jets. We agree. Panthers. Come on. We can't. The Panthers? I did pick the Bears to beat the Lions. We really think the Panthers are going to beat Arizona? No way. I mean, it could happen, but I don't know that we can, like, in good faith, pick that to happen. Rams at New York Jets. Rams. Okay. Okay. Seattle's done. Stick a fork in them. San Francisco at Miami. Let's assume that Tua's playing. Who knows, right? He could be, unfortunately, out at any time. San Francisco at Miami. What do you guys think? Dolphins, Dolphins. Wow. Niners. I don't know about easy. You got to remember they're traveling west to east. I don't think it's easy, but Dolphins, Dolphins, 49ers, 49ers. Okay. Let's go 49ers. Let's go 49ers. I mean, holy crap, guys. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, dude. This is gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Let's go with Pittsburgh to upset the Chiefs. Go with Houston to beat Baltimore. Go Chicago. Go Denver. Rams and Cardinals. Rams and Cardinals. Who wins this game? Rams and Cardinals. Wow. This one's going to be close. Rams and Cardinals. Dang. Rams and Cardinals. That one's okay. Rams. Dang. That one's going to be tough. Rams and Cardinals. Rams and Cardinals. Rams. Ooh. Rams and Cardinals. Rams. Okay. Most of you are saying the Rams, so we'll go with the Rams to win. Here we go, guys. It's going to get close. It's going to get close. It's going to get really, really close. With Miami to beat Cleveland just because. Detroit at San Francisco. Detroit at San Francisco. Who wins? Detroit at San Francisco. Detroit. Niners. Lions. Niners. Tommy, you're such a homer. Detroit. Niners. God, you guys are literally deadlocked right now. Deadlocked. 49ers. I'm going to keep this one open for a minute. Niners, Detroit. Who wins this one? Arizona. Okay. Gonna eat. Lions. The hell y'all talking about? It was close. It was close. We're going to play it out both ways. We're going to start with a 49er loss, okay? And then we'll come back and we'll change it to a win just to see how things change, okay? Arizona, San Francisco. Who wins this one? Arizona, San Francisco. Who wins this one? Chicago just can't beat Green Bay. They never have. Arizona, San Francisco. Who wins that one? Okay, so we'll go with the 49ers to win. And then Rams, Seahawks. Rams at home. I mean, I think we pretty much think Seattle's dead at this point. Rams are fighting for a playoff spot. We got to take those things into account. We got to take those things into account. Rams. Okay. Okay. So if the 49ers, even with a loss here, believe it or not. Oh, okay. No, I guess it doesn't matter. The Rams, the 49ers would win the West at 10-7, even with a loss. Even with a loss to the Lions. If they can beat Arizona and the Rams down the stretch, they would own the tiebreakers in those situations. So they would be making the playoffs. They would be making the playoffs, and it looks like they would start off at home in Washington. Let's go back and change. Let's go back and change this to a 49er victory against the Lions. Right? Okay. But let's also go back and change. Where's it at? I think it's week 14, maybe? No? Week 15. There we go. Let's change this to the Rams winning. You see that? See how things can change quickly? So I'm telling you guys right now, this Rams 49ers game there's a big chance that this game comes down to yeah, Seattle Bills doesn't matter. I mean, did I pick? I don't think I picked. Where did I pick Seattle over the Bills? Did I really? Where was that at? What week? Either way, you can see whether the 49ers beat or lose to the Lions is not as important as this game right here. This game right here. It's going to come down to it, man. It's going to come down to it. What are you talking about? Nobody's being negative. My goodness sakes. We're literally just going through the schedule and picking winners and losers. That's all we're doing, dude. Like, my goodness. Nobody's being negative at all. We're just picking out winners and losers to the rest of the schedule. Lighten up a little bit. But really, I think the bottom line point is Rams 49ers. Rams 49ers is going to be a super, super important game. Because even if the 49ers beat Detroit like we have them and then beat the Cardinals in this season, you can see. Now, let's go back. Let's go to week 18. Let's pick the Cardinals to win. And then let's go back to week 15 and pick the 49ers to win. So those two division games are actually kind of crazy because if the 49ers beat the Rams and then they beat Detroit and then somehow lose to the Cardinals on the road, the Cardinals could win the division based off of our picks. So that's kind of crazy. Like I kind of written off the Cardinals, but if you look at their the first half of the season, man, they have like one of the tougher schedules. And then we just saw down the second half, it's like they play teams like Carolina. Who else do they play? Carolina, Patriots, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So these division games are going to be super, super important. Super important. I wonder what happens here if they lose to the Rams. Okay, so if they lost to the Rams and the Cardinals, then the Rams would get in. That's interesting. But yeah, you can see Super, super close. Man, this is the position the Niners have gotten themselves in by starting out 4-4, and they got the tough half of this schedule coming up, man. It's gonna be super, super tight. Super, super tight. And yeah, you're right. I think some of these later games are gonna be moved to prime time for sure. I definitely believe that, red and gold. I definitely believe that. Definitely believe it. You don't think I'm negative, but I bet it's your tone. Okay. I guess. I guess. What if the Rams sweep us and we beat the Cardinals? Then the Rams are in. If the Rams win that game and we beat the Cardinals, and even if we beat the Lions and Cardinals, it looks like the Rams would be in based off of how we picked it. Yep. So again, Rams beat us, but we beat the Cardinals. The Rams would be in based off of how we picked it. So those two games against the Rams and Cardinals could be super important. Super important. Spidey G, Jesse, if the 49ers lose to the Rams again, but win every other game except for the Bills game, would that be enough for them to make the playoffs? Don't change the simulation. I'm just asking. Well, based off of how we picked it, it should be enough because we would give the 49ers. Well, actually, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I think the only other loss that we gave the 49ers was to the Bears. So let's go back and pick them. We picked them to beat Green Bay. We picked them to lose to Buffalo, which you're saying keep, okay. And then after that, we picked them to beat the Bears. I think that's the only, or excuse me, lose to the Bears. So let's pick the 49ers. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. Basically, we have the Rams losing 3 more games the rest of the year, but one of those is to the 49ers. So if the Rams sweep the 49ers, it's almost going to be impossible for the 49ers to win out in that division. But here's the good side. Look at this. If the 49ers only lost 2 more games and one of them was to the Rams, they would make the playoffs as a 6 seed and they would be playing in Philly, which is a matchup that I think a lot of us would be for. So they could still make the playoffs, but they wouldn't win the division. So there is that. There is that. So multiple ways. If the 49ers listen, if the 49ers are 11-6, it doesn't matter like where the losses come. They're going to make the playoffs. 11-6, they will make the playoffs. Like it's just a guarantee. 11-6 record, you're making the playoffs. Right. But we saw this schedule. I don't know that 11-6 is realistic. I think 10-7, 10-7, 9-8 is closer. And then it just depends on how those games falls or how those games fall. It has us going to Philly, but not winning the division. So 2021 all over again. Yeah, kind of. Too bad you can't. Oh, let's predict the playoff games. Ooh, that'd be fun. Ooh, hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are we missing? What are we missing? Do I just have to go to the end here? Shh. Oh, okay. Let's see what games are remaining. What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, here we go. My fault. I missed the barn burner of a game that is the Colts and Jaguars. Okay. So let's say this plays out. That'd be kind of fun. Cool. Okay. Let's say this was the playoff seeding. This is kind of fun. Green Bay, Tampa. You think Green Bay wins? Green Bay. I'll go Kansas City. I'll go Texans. I'll go Ravens. Packers, yeah, okay. 49ers at Philly. 49ers at Philly. 49ers at Philly. This would be crazy if two teams from the NFC West made it, though. After the way the season started, that would be kind of crazy. 49ers. All right. And then Washington at LA. I feel like LA wins this one. I like Washington's story, but young team. They're just putting it together. They're so happy to be there at that point. I would take the Rams. I mean, they're battle tested. They're battle tested. Yeah, it happened before 2021 NFC Championship for sure. For sure. Baltimore at Buffalo, man. That's a coin toss. That's a coin toss. Baltimore, I guess. I'll make my son happy, and then Kansas City. And we'll just, Kansas City. 49ers at Falcons. Falcons the number 1 seed. In this scenario, the Lions didn't even make the playoffs, dog. The Lions didn't even make the playoffs. So I don't think it's going to happen. Like, these playoffs are not going to happen. I mean, I think that's pretty clear. The Lions don't even make the playoffs. There's just no way. There's just no way. There's no way. Yeah, I mean, with this scenario, the Lions wouldn't make the playoffs. I didn't even notice that. There's just no way, man. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I mean, this many 11-6, 12-5 teams, yeah, it's just not going to happen. So I'm going to go with the easiest path is for the 49ers. There's no way the 49ers and Rams only lose 2 more games each. So I'm going to go with one of them to be at a 10-win team, and it's really going to come down to that head-to-head game. So, yeah, that's where it's at, though. Just so you know how tough it is in the second half. It's a reality, man. This schedule is very, very tough. The schedule is very, very tough. Hold on a second. Okay. Am I tripping? I swear I see a okay, maybe not. Thought I saw something coming through that wasn't showing up on my end over here. My bad. So there you go. It's gonna be tough. If the Rams lose to the Seahawks, then that would change things. I just don't see that happening. I don't we'll go with Seattle. There we go. That gets the Lions in. I guess that's a little bit more realistic. It's a little bit more realistic, huh? We can roll with this one. Let's do that. Let's do that. Ooh, is it not going to let me refresh? No. Once you go through, you can't refresh. That's terrible. That's terrible. Gosh, if the Falcons were the number 1 seed, could you imagine? Kirk Cousins and the Falcons, the number 1 seed. Buffalo's the number 1 seed. That would be crazy. I really think Buffalo is going to beat Kansas City head to head, though, when they play. They usually beat Kansas City in the regular season. But Buffalo has a really tough schedule. They got to play Detroit. They got to play us. They got to play the Rams, I believe. I'm sure they'll lose one of those as well. So, things will get pretty interesting. Unclick what? Oh, just unclick them, you're saying? You can't. You can't just unclick. It's like once you've chosen, you've chosen. Well, that's kind of lame. That's kind of lame. That kind of sucks. I was having so much fun on this simulator. So much fun. The Bills, not finally. They beat the Chiefs in the regular season last year, I'm pretty sure. The Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season last year. They've done it. They've beaten the Bills in the regular season. The Bills have beaten the Chiefs in the regular season. They just can't. They just cannot seem to beat them in the playoffs. So, my wet dream. That's funny. For the Bills win the Super. No. Actually, a Bills 49ers Berman Bowl would be the craziest. That would be awesome with the 49ers winning. That would be like that's a matchup that Berman and anybody who watched SportsCenter back in the day would clamor for. 49ers and Bills. That would be awesome. Packers would beat the Lions in round 1 at home. Just pretend Tampa is the Lions. Not much different. Okay. That's what you're saying. This thing just froze up on me. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. So we'll pretend this is the Lions. Who wins, Green Bay or Detroit? I like that. Okay. Green Bay or Detroit, who wins? Green Bay or Detroit, who would win? Niners suck. Just fire sale the team. Green Bay. Bring me Cam Ward. Wow. Shay, you I'll predict quarterbacks to the next level. All right, so we got Green Bay winning, and then we got the Rams at Green Bay. Rams at Green Bay. Who wins that one? Rams at Green Bay. I could see that one going either way. All right, text me. Text me, fool. Rams. Green Bay. Rams at Green Bay. You said last week. I just want my Josh Allen. Yeah, I wish. I don't remember what I said. I don't remember. Are you talking about like who they would choose between Purdy and Kyle if given the choice? Would the 49ers beat the Falcons? Could you imagine Kirk Cousins ending Kyle Shanahan? Just Kirk Cousins, number 1 seed, coming off a bye. 49ers got to travel to Atlanta. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think the fan base would easily take Purdy over Kyle if given the choice. Seen this one coming from a mile away. So then in that case, you got 49ers Rams NFC Championship. Could you imagine? After like thinking that no way 2 teams from the NFC West can get in the playoffs, 2 teams get in and then they play in the NFC Championship. Told you, Shay, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Oh, that would be great. Could you? So the 49ers finally win the Super Bowl. They go through the Rams and then the Chiefs. They go through the Rams and then the Chiefs, man. How cool would that be, huh? This whole thing's like foobar, by the way. It won't let me do it. Hey, they go the Rams, they go through the Chiefs. What a poetic story. But even the simulator won't let me pick the stupid 49ers to win the Super Bowl. What the F, man? What the F? Dude, you can't make this up. I can't even in La La Land pick the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. Gosh, I hate this fan base. Nah, I love our fan base, man. I do, but some of it's gotten out of control for sure. There's definitely a segment that's like, can't let you be critical of certain people. It's wild. It's Stop. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. Tommy loves himself. There is that. How you doing, brother? How you doing? This simulator is like about to crash my whole thing here. So let me try to close this out. Simulator's trying to wreck me right now. What the heck? There we go. Okay. Whew. My computer was about to go down. Goodness sakes, that simulator is no joke. Real talk. What's on your guys' mind as we go into the bye week? We just saw the schedule. We saw how favorable it is for some teams in the division. What do you think? What do you think? Are you confident on a scale of 1 to 10? How about this? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most confident, 1 not being confident at all. What is your level of confidence the 49ers make the playoffs based off of what we just saw for all these teams down the stretch? Level of confidence, 1 to 10. 10. Okay. I like it. I like it. 7. Okay. 6.5. I like mixing in the half. 6.7. 5. 7. Okay. I like the extra credit for whoever's doing a point. Not even 2 wins in a row yet. Shaking my head. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. I saw someone say that the season depends on CMC and how healthy he is. If he's CMC, that definitely changes things, but he's got to be CMC. You know what I mean? Niner Gang's at a 1, 9.1 for Matthew Vader, 8 for Val. Frederick Scott says 8.5. Shay says if the Niners felt they could magically do it, I'd try to get DJ Defoe. What about pair them with Landry and Ojulari? Yeah, I mean that's a lot. It's not going to happen, dude. That's way too much. That's way too much. You'll get Calais Campbell and you'll like it. But Calais is having a hell of a year, man. That's would actually be a great pickup. Calais Campbell would be a great pickup. I think one thing is if CMC Greenlaw, if CMC and Greenlaw are themselves, there's no trade that's better than that. I do. I think the 49ers will make a trade. I do. I think they're working the phones. There's no way that they're not. They have to do one or the other. They either have to make a trade and make this roster better, or they have to sell. They cannot stand put. Standing put would be like the most chicken-ish way to round out the season. I'm sorry. They can't do it. They absolutely can't do it. Matthew says Mahomes gets touchdowns in 7. By the way, not the last Purdy versus Dallas. Purdy versus Las Vegas. Listen, it's very simple. It's very simple. One is on an undefeated team, the other's not. That's one. One has 3 Super Bowl rings, the other does not. One just beat us for the 5th time in the Shanahan era. And one is a league MVP. I mean, I'm sorry, but when you have that much greatness on your side, you're going to get a pass when things aren't going great, especially when you have no weapons. Right? They lost all their weapons. Now, if he plays like this the rest of the year, sure, I get it. And they get bounced out in the playoffs, absolutely. Or even if like the defense is the reason they win and he's just playing terrible, yeah, we can have a conversation. Like maybe he's not the best quarterback in the league anymore. Like that could be a conversation potentially. But he's just done too much, man. You're talking about Brock, this is his 2nd full season that we're seeing, okay? He had a really good season last year. And this season's been, I know people are saying, oh, it's a great season. He's playing so great. He's not. I don't care. He's not playing great. So when you've played 2 full seasons, and again, they haven't played a full season. They have not played a full season. They're halfway through. If Purdy turns it around and plays great the rest of the year, we're not having the conversation. But if Purdy continues this up and down, and it's kind of mediocre the rest of the year, now you've got a mediocre year with a great year or a very good year. You got to have conversations. Out the gate, almost zero. I do think there's a chance that they could be back though eventually. You know what I mean? So I've seen the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Bills, even the Seahawks making trades. They're not even in the mix. Yeah, the good news is this though. Chiefs, Ravens, and Bills all have to beat each other. Like only one of those make the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? My internet connection's great. I don't know what's going on. I really think it was that website that screwed me over. I tried to give them love and they just screwed me over. Hopefully it's better now. Hopefully it's better. One 6-2, the other's 4-4 with the rookie wide receivers. Do the math. Yeah, I mean and again, you've got 5 years of greatness to lean on, 6 years, however long Mahomes been in the league. Like he's gonna get a pass, as he should. Like what's crazy to me is like this is like my biggest gripe with the fan base when it comes to conversations about Purdy is y'all will sit in my chat or on Twitter every week. And when a player like Lamar or Allen or Mahomes has a bad week, guys that have been in this league for a long time and established, Stafford, when those guys have bad weeks, you guys will be like, overrated. They suck. Look at this, blah, 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 blah. And just point to stats and whatever else. But then you want Brock to get a pass when he doesn't play well, and he hasn't even played 2 full seasons in this league. Like, how does that make sense? Like, you can't try to take away 6 to 10 solid seasons or more in some cases for some of these guys off of a bad week, and then in the same breath be taken seriously when you're like, yeah, but I mean, you can't get on Purdy for a bad week who's all of 30 something games into his career. You know what I mean? You understand how crazy that sounds? Like this happens on a regular basis. It's just crazy. Oh, I got 1 million people muted on Twitter. But we see it here every week. I mean, you guys that are regulars that rock with me all the time, and much love to everybody that does. You guys see what I see, right? Like, I'm not crazy. It's in the chat all the time. All the time. Josh Allen has one pick right now. One pick on the season. If he goes out next week and throws 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and the Bills lose, I don't even know who they're playing. Doesn't matter. Let's say he goes out next week, throws 2 picks, the Bills lose. I bet you, and then obviously the 49ers are on a bye, so they can't even win or lose. My chat will be filled with Josh Allen's overrated. Look at Josh Allen, a bum. It's like, dude, he has 3 picks on the season. Like, it happens. Like, it would. That would be the chat. But then if I follow that up the next week and Josh Allen plays great, nobody will say anything. And if Brock plays bad and I hold him accountable, I'm the a-hole. I mean, how good does he have to be, Jesse? Like, he can't have a bad week? Lay off of him. Like, that would be the conversation from the same people that were just holding Josh Allen accountable, who's in like year 7 and is elite, clearly elite. He has a bad week, hold him accountable. He sucks. Brock Purdy has a bad week. It's like, God, man, you're just so rough on Brock. Why you got to be so rough on him? That's the real conversation. That's a real thing that happens all the time. I mean, that's just insane. It's insane. I mean, that's a real thing that would happen in this chat. That's a real thing. I'm not sold. This offense is good. Look at who they've played. Yeah, but all you can do is play who you've played. You know what I mean? All you can do is play who you played. Josh Allen and the Bills are better than this team. Yeah, right now. We'll see. We'll see. Flav says, I think we already know who Brock is. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Sorry. I think we already know who Brock is. Even if you don't, you should when he has weapons. So if he has a down year, you lock him up cheap. Allows you to keep weapons. Only wait if he balls out. I don't know that we can say we know who Brock is. I disagree with that. I think we know who he isn't. I do think we know who he isn't. And who he isn't is a bad quarterback. We know that. We know he's not a bad quarterback. That's factual. But I don't think we know who he is. I think there's a wide range of possibility stuff left for Brock. Like, is he your average starter? Or is he like, can he reach that elite tier? Like, I'm open-minded to say that any of those ranges could happen. Now, I think he reaches the elite level. I do. But I'm not going to say it's impossible. I just think we know who he is not. I think we know who he is not. Week 1, Purdy was good. Week 2, Purdy was meh. Week 3, Purdy was great. Week 4, Purdy was good. Week 5, Purdy was meh. Week 6, Purdy was great. Week 7, Purdy was bad. Week 8, Purdy was good. Overall, solid season. So you've got through 8 weeks, you've got one. Hold on. Week 1, week 3, week 4, week 6, and week 8. So 5 of the 8 games. Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I'm trying to remember who all the opponents were. Week 1 was Jets. Week 2 was Vikings. I don't think he was good in the Vikings game. I think he was worse than meh, personally. I remember he had an open-handed fumble and everybody was freaking out over the so I think he was bad in week 2. Week 3, I agree, Purdy was great. Week 4, Purdy was good. Week 5, Purdy was meh. Who was week 5? Cardinals? I don't remember. Week 6, Purdy was great. That was the Seattle game. I agree. Week 7, Purdy was bad. I agree. Yeah, I think the only thing I would push back on is week 2. I think we pretty much agree. And again, Purdy's having a solid season for a guy making $1 million. If Purdy's making 60 million, does that change your opinion? Like, honestly, be realistic. If Purdy makes 60 million and he's having the season he's having now, where he has more turnovers than games played, are you going to say that he's having a good season or a solid season? It's all in context. 100%. He was horrible versus Arizona, but almost won. They aren't a bad. No, they're good. Jesse knew about Brock before most Niner fans. Yeah, I listen, and I was wrong. I was still wrong. Like, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Harris. I had him as a 3rd round prospect. I had him as a 3rd round prospect. Okay. And yes, I did. I talked about him for multiple years. But even I, at a 3rd round prospect, was wrong. I mean, I think, especially looking at that draft, he should have been a 1st rounder. He should have been a 1st rounder. So even I was wrong, right? I was wrong, even as a prospect. But yes, I was talking about Brock Purdy before 99% of these people even knew who the hell he was. That is factual. Flav says, with his weapons, he was an MVP race in his 2nd year coming off a major injury, bro. If he's healthy and you can get him for near 40 a year, you do it. For sure. But I don't think what makes you think you can get him for 40? 5 weeks ago, everyone was saying he would get 60. And you just saw Dak Prescott, who makes $60 million. Who was the better quarterback out of those two? Who's better, Dak or Brock? I mean, we just saw him head to head. I don't think anybody in here would take Dak over Brock at this point. Not in this moment, anyways. So you're going to go to a negotiation table and say, hey, Brock, how about taking 33% less than the guy that you're clearly better than? So yeah, if you can get him for 40 million, for sure. Yes. So, like the highest paid quarterback. That doesn't make any sense why he would do that. I don't think it's realistic. I don't think that's realistic. I don't think it would that'd be a slap in the face, honestly, if you went to the negotiation table with that. You're 50 plus. You're 50 plus. You're 50 plus. Who else is due the bag at quarterback? I mean, not for a while. You got CJ Stroud. Um, I feel like everybody got paid. I feel like everybody got paid. Who else are we looking at? I don't know. Hey, Muff, I would take 45. I'd take 45. Flav says, I don't think anyone besides Dallas or the Raiders would pay Dak $60 million. If Purdy continues down year due to this ish show, can take life-changing money or risk a huge injury in the final year of his deal. No, I agree. I agree with that. But that's under the assumption, right? Like if they make the playoffs and he plays really good, then I mean, he has every leg to stand on to say, hey, I want 50 plus. There's not really much the 49ers can do about it. I mean, sure, they can make him play out another year. I would, but they're just not going to do business that way. They're not. That's not the way the 49ers do business. So I'd be shocked if that's the way that it played out. Assuming Purdy plays much better in the second half. And if he gets CMC back and CMC's 80% of who he was, I think that's a pretty realistic thing that could happen, is that he plays better in the second half. So at that point, I just don't I don't see the 49ers being as play hardball as we are in this chat. I just don't. Jesse, what if the 49ers don't make the playoffs? Well, that changes things, Val. That changes things. Big time, I think. Keep in mind how expensive. That's the other thing, right? Dak's making $60 million in a state that doesn't have state income tax. I agree with you. I don't think anything less. I think maybe 50. You might be able to get them for around 50, 52. Oh, I'm sure. Sen. You franchise him, you only kick the can down the road. These contracts age well given the crazy QB market. Yeah, but here's my take, Joe. Here's my take. Okay. So if Brock continues an up and down season like he's had right now, yes, you're risking paying a few $1,000,000 a year more. Let's say he would have been willing to take 54. Okay, 54. And then you make him wait and you kick the can down the road an extra year. And let's say now you have to pay him 60 instead of 54. Okay. I'm more willing to pay him 60, knowing he's the guy, like knowing he's for sure that dude, if that's how he plays the following season. Okay. Then paying him 54 and not being sure. I think going up, by the way, is something I would be willing to do. Flav says, I agree with you. If he balls, then you wait a year because what's the real difference? Yeah, exactly. I just think if he doesn't play well, you try to buy low instead of waiting. No. That's fine. That's fine. I'm like I said, I'm fine with it. If he continues this season and he's like, you know what, I'll take 42, 43, even something like that. Like, yeah, dude, of course. Yes. I would be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. Because you can win if you've got the 17th highest paid quarterback. You know what I mean? Like you can still win and put together a really, really good team. Yeah, the 49ers don't use the franchise tag at all. This is an interesting question. Should the 49ers re-sign Greenlaw? Gosh, there's so much that goes into this. I mean, how healthy is he? How well does he play the rest of the year? I mean, I would love to have Greenlaw. I really would, but he's going to be tough to bring back too. Matthew says, Jesse, the 49ers couldn't win it all in 19 and 21 with Jimmy G. They couldn't win it all in 2022 or 2023 with Purdy. Is the common denominator because I'm not sure Brock, though. I like him, wins the 19 or 21, wins with the 19 or 21 teams. It's tough to say. I mean, Kyle's definitely the common denominator for sure. Like, that's factual. But Jimmy's a guy that can't even start in this league. He went from playing the 5 best games of his career once CMC got here to not being able to start 8 months later. I mean, that's how much better Jimmy G played here. So, I don't know. I mean, if Brock's the 20th best quarterback who's playing top 5, like, that's at least possible. And so if Brock left and then was the 20th best quarterback in the league somewhere else, then it's like, okay, well, yeah, the common denominator is Kyle, but he's also the common denominator in getting guys above their actual. I don't know. But listen, this fan base, if given the choice, is going to choose Brock. And they should. They probably should. They probably should, because at some point, like, how many quarterbacks do you get to try with? Like, Kyle's not going to be given the opportunity, barring an injury to Brock, to be able to do this again with another quarterback. You've had your chances, brother. You've had your chances. It's just the reality of the situation. Team is in flux. I got to see what he looks like post-injury. You're talking about Greenlaw? Yeah, man. Me too. Yeah, right now, I think the answer would be no. I agree. But, who knows? That situation. The 49ers are likely going to retool / rebuild around Brock and see what it's like. And Kyle's likely going to be a part of that. But if given the choice, they're going to take Brock. Shay says the biggest attribute for Dre is his attitude and intensity he plays with, and they need that dog out there. Yeah, Demo has been that guy. I agree. No, I agree with you. Harris says this regime is obsessed with running things back. I think if you can get Dre for like $10 million a year, 80% Dre is better. Yeah. Yeah. Now remember, did our here. I mean, he's rightfully want his money as well. Flay says, awesome. So happy I paid 40 and we agreed the whole time. Hope you and the fam are all good, bro. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. For sure. For sure. That's so funny. I mean, look at that. We just got it down to 40. It's perfect. Demo, yeah, we got to bring Demo back, man. I love Demo. Demo. Sign anyone who's better than Campbell. Yeah, dude, he's awful. It would have been nice, like, actually watching it play out if the 49ers had gotten Eric Kendricks, who, remember, he was the guy that had signed it. Imagine if they had gotten Eric Kendricks instead of Campbell. Dude, crazy, right? Oh, you were just saying that's so funny. That's funny. You were telling the better looking twin that? Is that what you were saying, Shay? You were telling the better looking twin? Yeah, it would have been nice, man. He's so much better. He's so much better. Kendrick's on this team right now. Kendrick's on this team, we might have one more win. We might have beat the Rams. And man, how that game could decide a ton. Could decide a ton. So, yeah, I understand why he chose Dallas. I do. Is Jennings our wide receiver one? I don't know. Were you muted or blocked? No, you can't mute people. You can only block people on YouTube. Like you're gonna have to say some ish to be blocked. So no, I won't unblock you. So no, you were never blocked. I don't know. I don't know what gave you that impression, but if you were blocked, you wouldn't be unblocked. So no. And Tommy, yeah, Tommy can tell you. I mean, he can see it too. So I don't know what happened, brother, but no, I've never seen you say anything. Which comment? Super chat. Yeah, on my end, it's super laggy because of that stupid website I had up, and so I'm like struggling to pull things up right now. Let me see if I can find it. I apologize if I missed a super chat. There it is. Okay. There it is. I found it. My bad. I found it. You said what is the cons of franchise tagging Brock? Well, first of all, you don't have to make a decision this year. I would say the con, so franchise tag him. What you're saying is he's out here to play next year, and then you're going to franchise tag him. The cons are threefold. One, you risk paying more money. Two, you risk pissing him off. And three, if you're in a situation where he played out next year and you franchise tag him, you've probably decided he's really not the guy and you're trying to find a new quarterback at that time. So that's probably the biggest downside, is that you've now gone through another quarterback and you haven't found the guy. That would be the biggest downside of franchise tagging him, because you're not able to do that until after next season, because he's under contract. So you now watched him for, at that point, 3.5 seasons. You're franchise tagging him. That's you saying that you don't believe he's a franchise quarterback. Or the 49ers saying that, not you. The 49ers saying that. So that would be the biggest downside. That'd be the biggest downside. Tanner Mordecai. He's just a Mordecai. All right, y'all. It's 12:30 in the morning. I have been streaming between the 4 shows that I've done for 5 hours. My legs are like about to go numb at this point. So I'm going to get off. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be on with Grant. And I don't know, maybe I'll find time to do another show. We'll see. But for sure, I'll be on with Grant. So make sure you check that out. Until then, much love. Appreciate y'all. Peace.